Hello, YouTube, and welcome back to Allie's Wonderland Creations. I am Alice Seraphin, and I am a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in the United States. I am so sorry, y'all. My voice is like going. I have been coughing an awful lot. The fires in Washington and Oregon are playing havoc with me being outside while I take my grandson to practice, and it's really causing. So I'm not sick or anything. I'm just getting hoarse from coughing so much, and the acid reflux isn't helping either. So I am so excited to show you guys this card I made. I absolutely love it. So I am in a Facebook group, several of them, but one of my very favorites is called Stamp with Joy. She has a YouTube channel. She is what inspired me to try to do my YouTube channel. She is a wonderful woman in the UK. So Lady G, if you're watching, hello. Gaina, she is just wonderful. Her and her husband, and the group of women on there are just fantastic. Miss Gloria Wolf, who makes my lovely pokey tools, y'all, she's on that group. So let me show you the card. No, do I show you the card? Do I not show you the card? Okay, so this is Monday, October 23, Monday series, video number 1. That means it is a sketch card. It's the first Monday of the month. And of course, we are concentrating in the month of October on the Winter Meadow suite, which, oh, it's so gorgeous. And I bit the bullet. I bought the whole suite. Really stepped out. This is not my traditional Christmas, excuse me, colors. But boy, I'm loving what I'm doing. I mean, I am a traditional Christmas colors, the red and the greens. I love Santa's. But this suite, oh, just like, and I got this one too to go with it. This will be November's concentration on the sparkling snowflakes. I can't wait to play with that, do tags, do a whole bunch of stuff. So put that aside. Well, I gotta keep it open because I already have an idea for the second video. So let me show you the card. Anyways, in the Stamp with Joy group, a wonderful woman, Pauline, I believe, if I got it right, she puts up a weekly sketch. Now, I don't always get to do the sketches, and with the remodel I've been doing, I'm having trouble getting to my stamp room, but they needed more participation in our group doing some of these sketch cards, and this is my sketch card. Look at this. It just finished the inside. I absolutely love it. Sketches are a great way to spark creativity, to get you to step outside of your comfort zone in what you're making. I mean, this is a basic card fold, but it is so gorgeous. So this, I'll show you my notes here. So what I do when I do a sketch card is I actually make a little sketch of the basic card layout. And this was a sketch done by Mojo Mondays number 385. You can look that up on Pinterest. And so this is just my little basic thing, and I'm gonna so this outer part here is the card base. This would be the next layer. This is another layer, and then this one here is another, and then this little piece, and then the circle, and then it had like a little flower deal going on here. And let me show you what I've done. So this is my card base. Let me use this in my card base, a DSP layer, a cardstock layer. Now I did add 2 more layers. Instead of just a piece of DSP or cardstock, I added cardstock, DSP, cardstock, DSP, just because it frames the paper so beautifully. For my circle, I did a piece of vellum, and then I did a 2-inch circle piece here. And instead of a flower, I did this big bow with the sheer ribbon that's part of the suite. So we are going to go through what you need to make this card. And this envelope, if you're wondering, oh, I wonder what, yeah, that envelope's from a paper pumpkin. I have 3 of these left. The in color paper pumpkin, I think it was May's. So let's go over what you're going to need for this card. So I got it all right here, but we're going to start at the top. Move that over there. Bring those hopefully over here in notebook back down. So trying a little bit closer up angle here. Let me know if how it works out, would you please? I would greatly appreciate it. So my card base is Moody Mauve, 5.5 by 8.5, scored at 4 1/4. Then I have, going in order that's going to be laid, DSP layer. This is the Winter Meadow. Actually, it's called Magical Meadow. Winter Meadow is the sweet Magical Meadow. I'm going to double check on that. I don't want to tell you guys something that it's not. No, it is Winter Meadow DSP. The stamp set is called Magical Meadow. Maybe that's where I'm getting. Yes, see, here's the stamp set. Here's the dies. Okay, so I was right. It's winter. Sometimes I second guess myself when I get on camera. So, Winter Meadow DSP, 4 by 5 1/4. And I chose this pattern. Gonna move that stamp set aside. Next is our cardstock layer. Oh, our angled piece right here. DSP layer number 2. Oh, DSP layer number 1. That's this, because we have our card base. DSP number 1. Cardstock layer number 1 is Moody Mauve, and this is 1 3/4 by 5.5. I tell you what, it's going to drive me crazy. Next is cardstock layer number 2. This is Lost Lagoon. It's 3 by 3 3/4, and voila, it's already glued on there. DSP layer number 2. Winter Meadow DSP, 2 3/4 by 3.5. Just trying to cut some time. Cardstock layer number 3, Moody Mauve, 1.5 by 4 1/4. And watch this. Ta-da! It's done. Okay. Oops. I missed the DSP. DSP layer number 3. We all know it's the Winter Meadow. And this is 1 1/4 by 4 1/2. And how do I know that? Because I'm just taking off 1/4 of an inch from the measurements. So there's our DSP. We have our decorative circle punch in vellum. We are going to be using a 2-inch circle punch from this piece of DSP because I think it goes beautifully with it. I'm going to stamp onto that. 7 inches of sheer ribbon to make our bow, which is already made and done. And then we have the inside layer, and scrap pieces of DSP. And I also used the little die to do these little dots, which were these on my card. So that was just a scrap. Those are already done up here, which you cannot see yet. So let's get started, shall we? And the first part, which this was the most challenging, was getting this piece to be at an angle where I wanted it. So you can kind of see, and this is the only way I could figure out how to do this. So I'm going to show you how I did it. You have my measurements, which if I bring them out, I can tell them to you again. So for cardstock layer number 1, Moody Mauve, 1 3/4 by 5.5. What I did is, you can use a ruler, which we could do, but I'm not going to. Don't feel like it. And let me make sure this is 1/2 an inch. So I started at this point, lined up that angle, tipped it like so. So it's more like 5/8 of an inch, maybe 3/4 of an inch, not quite there's 3/4. Yes, so it's 3/4 of an inch. How do I know? 1, 2, and 3, 3/4, 1, 2, and 3. So now I am going to lay a bit of glue, 1, 2, and 3 right there. Okay, this is how I started it. So I want this one here, and I want, maybe I got that wrong. Should be right. Nope, that's it. Okay, so that one could come out a little bit more, but that's all right because we're going to hand trim it down. Now, I know it only has that little bit of glue, but this is what was so good about this glue bottle. Now I can come here and I just stuck glue like that. I mean, I'm not showing you anything I didn't do. I'm just reinforcing my glue where I want it. And now we can trim it down. I'm not going to put the lid on that because we're going to be gluing it. So you can guillotine this, but being that we have that straight edge to line up again, I'm okay with cutting it with the scissors, hopefully. That's how I got that angle on my card. Now that I have it done, we can glue it down to our card base. Dot, dot, dot. And you guys know me. I just, sometimes I look at the piece of DSP and it's got to go one way instead of the other. So there's our first layer. Now we are using dimensionals on this, at least this one here. This one is going to get dimensionals. Let's grab them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Oops, it fell right out of my hands. So next, I know that I want this about 1/2 inch in and just a little past here, and I just eyeballed it, guys. So that looks good. It is not, I want it over a little bit more. I just want to make sure that this is above this line and this is over here, and that there's more on this side than there is on this side, as that is how the sketch looked for me. Now this piece, you could do dimensionals on these two ends or strips if you wanted, but all I did was add some glue in here. And once again, there's more on this side than there is on this side. Not really measuring it. So let's see. We're gonna, yeah, you can know what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna squiggle some glue right there. And then I'm looking at my pattern of my paper to make sure it's going the way I want it to. So that's perfect. So next we have our DSP layer, which I don't know why this is, but there is this pointy part in the decorative circle punch. Can you see how that's more pointy than the other side, top and bottom? I use that to line it up in the center, and just a little hangs over, but this time I want it a little bit more over there. So maybe right to the left of that. And we're not going to glue that down yet until we get this circle on it, because that's going to go on a dimensional. So bringing in our gorgeous paper in, I do want this lighter bit, and our sentiment, the colder weather brings us together, and this is going to be in Moody Mauve. And the 2-inch circle punch, I mean, you can use the layering circle dies, but you guys know I love my punches. That is on an online exclusive. Ooh, 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 love it. I'm going to leave that open for now. So my 2-inch circle punch. So our DSP aside. Now I'm going to marry these two together with some score tape here. You could have done it on that side, but I thought that'd be a little too much. But it would show up nicely. I just thought it would be too much. So put those acrylic nails to work. Marry these two together. And dimensionals 1, 2, and 3. Triangle formation. I'm so excited to be able to use these cards as my Christmas cards this year. I am just having the best time creating. So I told you, I want this to be on this part of the decorative circle punch, and I want it up a bit. Yes, because my bow is going to be right there. So that looks great. And my wee little bow is going to go on with some glue dots. So I had it. Let's see. Do I want to go? No, I really want it right there. So I probably might add a mini dimensional there. Really want that. And I am. I'm going to add a mini dimensional underneath my glue dot. Well, we'll make a mini. I don't know where the minis went to, but we will make a little mini glue dot. Or a medium glue dot. Just a bit of one. So it has support. Oops. No, that should work. So here is my gorgeous bow, and I use my bow maker because it does make the prettiest bows ever. Just the way it ties, it's so pretty. Now this one is a little bit smaller than my original, and I so love it. Now all of my little pieces went bye-bye. Here, let me get them off. Let me pick some up. That's not good. I got to scoot them all the way off to get them on the table again. All those little pieces, and this is where your take your pick tool is a lifesaver. Oh my goodness, couldn't do this without them. So this time I'm going to do, I think, 3 here. So 1, 2, and 3, and let's pick up these little guys. 1. Oops. My putty needs a refill. I have to find my 2. There's that. We're going to do 2 here. So 1, 2. Pick up a couple more. And that leaves me 3 more. And I put some over on this side, but I'm not sure it needs it. So I'm not going to, because once I did that, I was like, so let's just scoot those over there. They'll go in my little dish of goodies. So let's do, oh, it's so pretty. So we're not done. We're going to do the inside. And I used a little scrap just to do that. Let me get that out. Dimensionals can go over there. So this was just a scrap piece in my package of DSP. This is 4 by 5 1/4, and we're going to use the one that says the sparkle. I'm going to ink that up off camera. Stick that right there. While we're stamping, let's go ahead and do our envelope. And this is the Moody Mauve from the Paper Pumpkin, but do white, whichever color you want. Winter Wishes. So that's all done now. My 2-inch circle punch goes in my bin of goodies to measure and to use. I love my little bin. So there's my envelope. Now this. So what I did is I just wanted to do the corner. So I'm using a grid basically. Corner to corner is all I did. Now I'm going to smear it. I'm going to take it here and push it up and move that glue with it. I'm going to flip it over, and now we're going to snip it off, and we're going to repeat this. Maybe. All right. So now on this side, I just want to go corner to corner. All right, so right about there. I'm not going to take the glue all the way up there. I'm going to go like this. Then I'm going to smear the glue by pushing it and get my corners edge to edge. That corner of the DSP to this one. All right, almost there, everybody. We're going to glue this gorgeous insert. Oh no, my grandson's got. Let's see. I don't know if you guys can hear him. He's got his TV so loud. That's going to change in a minute. So next we have a little tiny strip of DSP. Once again, this is 1/4 inch that was in my stuff. And I had 2 of them. So I used one for each envelope. Just a little bit of glue on the edge. I'm just using up those little scraps I have. If you don't have any, you don't have to do this part, but I have this little bit, and it's a great little accent to the envelope. Now, would I cut 1/4 inch to do this? Probably not. I'd probably stamp or something like that, but it is a great little bit. Now, we can't forget about our Winka Stella. I just wanted to do all the berries. And these little bits too. And that's the finished card for the Sketch-A-Card Mojo Monday number 385. I really hope you guys like this card. I think it's absolutely beautiful. I mean, oh, thank you. Thank you, Stamp with Joy Group. Thank you, Pauline. I believe you are the one who puts these sketches up. I'll try better to do to do the weekly thing. Can't always promise to make it. but this week I did. So thanks everybody for watching. I hope you come back and visit me in my wonderland. Bye bye for now.